Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Sky Davis, and I will be your host this evening. We have an absolutely incredible lineup this evening with practitioners, doctors, nurses, men and women that are using these therapies personally and also sharing these therapies with their loved ones, family, and friends. A little bit about my background. I'm a board certified naturopathic doctor, also a nutritional consultant. And when I say I've seen the men and women that walk through my door every day, I have. And it's been 18 years in the healthcare field. And I also run a naturopathic clinic. So I blend traditional care with the cutting edge science. And I do believe that peptides, when integrated properly, are incredibly powerful tools. And I'm going to talk to you about just what I'm seeing clinically, but I'm not only sharing what I've been seeing clinically, but I also want to share my personal testimony. Just about 9 months ago, I was dealing with what us Wisconsin folk call SAD, seasonal affective disorder. And it was more than that, but during the winters, it would just hit me harder and harder every year. And last winter, I was afraid I was going to have to go on an antidepressant, which I've never been on, but I know so many of my patients that come to see me are. And it didn't feel good for me to be in that place because I was doing all the things. I was eating well, I was exercising, I was cleansing, I was taking good care of myself, but I just felt absolutely low. But showing up, of course, as we do so well, putting on that happy face. And I also was dealing with stubborn weight. It just felt like it was just puffiness, and it was around my midsection. I just felt puffy is the best way to call it, inflamed. I was also dealing with back issues since my daughter was born that would come and go. And I thought it was my mattress. I got this expensive new mattress, and I thought, well, if I just get a new mattress, my back will feel better. Well, lo and behold, once I started integrating peptides, and we're also going to talk tonight about the right and wrong way to integrate peptides, in my professional opinion. And there are peptides on the market that I would recommend staying far away from. So it took me almost a year to find a reliable source, a reliable company with medical oversight that I felt comfortable integrating in my body, my family's body, and my patients. But once I started using these therapies, within the very next day, I started to feel relief within my own body, mentally, physically, and so many other things. My back started to feel better. And I'm a big, big believer that with these therapies, with great foundational implications like diet and lifestyle changes, the results that you can receive are just astounding. I'm going to go into some statistics, but the best thing I believe is hearing the stories of these individuals that have been using these therapies safely. And so I'm going to go ahead first off and bring a special speaker this evening. She's many things, but she is an endurance athlete. She's a mom. She's so many things. She's also a functional nutrition practitioner. So she's in this field all day, every day. And she's going to talk to you about the history of peptides and her testimony. So, Mary Catalonia, are you there?
I am here. Thank you, Dr. Sky. So, Mary Catalonia here. Thanks for joining us tonight. I am a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, endurance athlete, and a full time corporate mom. So, I've been listening to biohackers and famous functional med doctors like Dr. Mark Hyman talk about peptides for years. But it really wasn't until I started to do my own research that I learned that peptides were discovered over 120 years ago when a scientist discovered that the body uses tiny chains of amino acids, peptides, to communicate, repair, and regulate. So, one of the very first breakthroughs that came from this discovery was insulin. And by 1922, insulin was one of the most famous peptide hormones being used to treat diabetes. So, as you know, many millions of Americans, millions of people rely on insulin to really live an optimal, healthy life. So, collagen is actually another longstanding example of a peptide. It has been used for decades in surgical repair, joint health, and skincare. So even before collagen powders became super trendy, people putting in their coffees and shakes, practitioners actually have been using collagen peptides to support healing regenerations for many years. So even though it seems like peptides are really new, they've actually been part of medicine for over 100 years. And I think we're just simply unlocking that moment where, science is becoming, using their full potential. So as we mentioned, I am an endurance athlete. I'm approaching 50. I put an immense impact on my body for a long period of time. Rest and recovery is extremely important, but I'll fully admit I really don't get enough of it. So in 2024, when I was training for an Ironman, I developed a severe hamstring to glute attachment tendonitis. On a good day, the pain level was level 8. Um, um, I stopped all the therapies, right? I stopped running. I tried hot therapy, cold therapy, dry needling, foam rolling, you name it. I spent the money on it. Those therapies are great. They took the edge off. I learned a lot of great foundation, but to support my future impact. But it really wasn't until I tried peptide BPC 157 and TB 500 did my pain level go from a level 8 to a level 3. So this peptide is called the healing peptide because it helps to form new blood vessels around the damaged area to create an increased oxygen levels and really bring nutrients to the source. I also use some Morlin peptide, which really accelerated my healing. Within 2 weeks, my pain level dropped from a level 3 to a level 1. So, this peptide supports tissue regeneration and enhances muscle repair. And as an unexpected bonus, my arthritis in my finger also, reduced. So, I'm just super excited that this year I'm able to race without a lot of pain. I appreciate you listening to us tonight, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you. So thanks for listening to my story.
Thank you so much, Mary. We're so blessed to have you as part of this community, and thank you for all the lives that you're helping. I know Mary puts me on the phone with a lot of midlife women that all say the same thing. We have stubborn weight, we can't sleep, we have no energy. And so I'm like, listen, you're not alone. LEMD has over 200,000 patients, and we're only 18 months old, but we're scaling like a 10-year-old company. And I will say we are the mecca for perimenopausal women, but we also work with men as well. Corporate actually just started a men's series, so we didn't forget about you guys. It's just women, what I find, deal with a lot more of these hormonal issues, and we're looking for solutions. So thank you so much, Mary, for being here. All right, I'm going to bring on another special speaker, Dr. Willow Brown. She's a doctor of Chinese medicine, among many other things. I'll let her share. Dr. Brown, are you there?
I am. Thank you, Dr. Sky. Welcome, everyone. Peptides are the future of longevity, health, and medicine. As a Chinese medicine doctor, longevity has been my jam for decades. And so to really step on the peptide train has been so much fun because I've been able to not only support the micro and macro changes in people's bodies, but then take them to this whole other level. I like to think of peptides, if you're totally new to the peptide conversation, basically they're these little chains of amino acids which don't quite make up a protein. A longer chain of amino acids would make up a protein, but basically we need these small chain amino acids to have our body function in certain ways, to heal properly, like we just heard from Mary, to sleep properly, to digest properly, to think and have cognitive function, to be able to, sleep and have regular, if we're still in our cycling years, have regular cycles, not to mention libido. I'm also a advanced tantra educator, and so I'm always teaching people about their sexuality, their bodies, their sex lives, and so we pretty much have peptides for all those things. And the main thing is, we think about peptides as healing metabolic function and taking inflammation down. And when we think about metabolism, metabolic function, we think about okay, how well am I metabolizing the food I'm eating, the supplements I'm taking, the emotions I'm experiencing, the stress in my life? How well am I digesting or assimilating it all? And right now we're living in a highly inflamed culture. So it can feel a bit overwhelming to our systems. And these peptides basically are like little jumper cables inside of our systems to give us a greater capacity to metabolize all of life, whatever it is that you're going through. And that's one of the big things that I found is just wow, I feel like I'm embodying more of myself. I came to peptides because I was having severe nerve pain in my neck and shoulder, like so many women who start going into perimenopause start to experience. And it just wasn't going anywhere. It was like 7 months of just like locked up pain. Nothing was helping. Acupuncture, chiropractic, all the herbs and supplements and turmerics, nothing was touching it. So I got on the BPC 157. I just did the oral version, which the injectables actually bypass the gut so they can work better for those of us with dysbiosis, which is pretty much all of us. But the capsules worked amazingly well for me. Within 7 days, after 7 months of terrible pain, I was out of pain. And just a couple of weeks later, the pain was completely eradicated and gone. So I was like, woohoo, peptides for president. Let me scream it from the mountaintops because I had such a radical transformation. I've also used Samoralin. I've increased muscle tone, decreased fat around organ systems, and it's just been really incredible. I've also used the GLP-1s, not for weight loss because I don't need to lose weight, but for inflammation and bloat loss, which I did need to lose. And for someone who's had digestive issues her whole life, this microdose of the GLP-1s has been an absolute game changer. And again, because they're injectables, they're not having to be absorbed by my leaky gut, right? They're just going right into the system, clearing the inflammation so that I can actually digest better. So they are, over and over, we're seeing more and more phenomenal results with the microdose of the GLP-1. So, I mean, I could go on, but there's so many other amazing speakers on here tonight, and I'll leave it at that. Last thing I will say is the PT141, the sexual health peptide, is working on your brain, not your nethers. And so it's so phenomenal for not only igniting libido and desire, but also your arousal, your ability to experience more sensation sexually. And it's, just a phenomenal peptide that I use a lot in my practice since I am working with people around their hormones and sexual health. And that's it for me. Thanks.
I'm like just sitting here listening. I can listen to you all night, Dr. Brown. So thank you I love the way that you explain that about metabolism because that word is thrown around a lot, and I appreciate your perspective, and I resonate with it. And so if you're wanting to grab the FAQ video, you can actually go to theviewfaq.com, put in your first and last name, your email address, and the person that referred you, whether it's their replicated name or phone number. That'll get you the information right away. But they will also reach out to you to get you the FAQ video. And then at the end of this webinar, we're going to be talking about LMD as a business because we do have a lot of clinicians and individuals that have people that are looking for these therapies. But respectfully, we didn't invite you here for a business pitch. This is just for those that want to stay. We'll let you know when that time is, and you can go ahead and get on with your evening. We'll just touch on how to get started as a customer before then so you know what to do. But definitely get that FAQ video. It'll answer a lot of those frequently asked questions and get some of those pieces tied up. So a lot of men and women, specific right now, we're going to talk about women. They come in, again, they feel like they've lost themselves. They don't feel like they're in the same body. I love this cartoon. Lori Werner got this over to me. I think it really explains beautifully what that can feel like for a woman. And a lot of women come in to see me and they don't really pick the elephant in the room. They don't say, hey, I don't feel sexy anymore. I don't feel confident anymore. They go into, I feel exhausted. I feel like I have no brain power left. And they just feel really dull and achy and can't sleep. But the bottom line is that heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans for men and women. This isn't a doom or gloom call, but the reality is prevention is the best cure. And even with an extra 10 pounds on our bodies, it does put us into greater stress to our heart. So don't feel like it's vanity if you are carrying extra weight. Here in Wisconsin, we're the cheese state, cheese curds and beer. I mean, we do have a lot of obese people, But in a lot of states, that's not always the case. It's sometimes just a couple extra pounds, 5 to 15 pounds. And I see that a lot with women, especially in midlife. They're carrying an extra 10 to 15 pounds. Now, they're also generally dealing with lean muscle decrease, sleep deprivation, a lot of anxiety and stress. And a lot of that actually comes from, I believe, and what I've personally experienced, is stress over our bodies. Again, we don't feel in control anymore. And our weight's not good, our energy's not good, our sleep's not good. And that's why so many women are flocking to peptides, because this is finally a solution for them that is safe, and they're able to get medical supervision, clean peptides. And what we specialize at Ellie is we target dose and microdose to the individual. We are, people ask, are we the same thing as Mounjaro, Ozempic, and those big brands? We aren't the same, but those are peptides and these are peptides. But the difference is we don't sell those preloaded pens. Those preloaded pens get people into trouble because oftentimes they're too high for the individual, so that makes them sick, or they've lost weight and they're continuing on too high of a dose, and they can have those bad side effects like muscle loss. So with LAMD, we target dose and microdose to the individual, and we also offer microdosing. So those are for people that have a lower BMI, but like Dr. Brown was saying, she didn't need to lose weight, but she was dealing with digestive issues and inflammation. And the GLP-1s can actually target so many different things other than weight loss. So it really just depends on your BMI and your health goals, because these are so much more than weight loss. It's just the GLP-1s certainly hold a special place in my heart, because they have helped me and so many of my patients on many different dosing levels. So with that, I would love to bring on our spotlights for this evening. I would love to bring on Lori Werner. And to my spotlights, if you could please keep it to 60 to 90 seconds. We do have a long list, and I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to share. Thank you.
Sure. So thank you, Dr. Sky, and thank you for my guests that are here tonight. So real quick, I've got a lot of peptide stories I could talk about, but what I really wanted to touch on today is the microdosing of GLP-1. So for those of you that know me, I'm a very active person. I've been active my whole life. I really haven't had to, I've been a fortunate person that I haven't had to worry about my weight pretty much my entire life until I hit menopause. When I hit menopause, basically put on probably close to 20 pounds overnight. And I was still doing all the right things. I was still eating well. I was still exercising frequently. You know, I was getting my 10,000 steps. I had a Peloton bike. I'm gluten-free. I'm counting my calories. And literally, I almost would feel like I would have to starve myself or go on some like 3-day fast to like lose even a couple of pounds. And so I had learned about microdosing. I didn't really understand what that was. I'm not going to qualify necessarily for the weight loss dose, but the microdosing was great for me. I was able to drop 15 pounds of body fat. I did not lose any muscle, which was great. And now I feel like a lot of my hard work in the gym, you know, you could actually see it. You could actually see my muscles again. So it really just helped me finally feel like there's something that was working. And so I think a lot of times people think about GLP-1s and they think about it for weight loss. And while yes, it absolutely does work for people that need to lose a lot of weight, there are a lot of other benefits as well. So Dr. Sky mentioned inflammation. It helped my digestive system. I felt like food noise, absolutely, a lot less snacking. The other thing is that I felt like, and this is, I don't know, I probably haven't really admitted this on video before, but you know, when you're stressed out and you're like kind of coping with wine, that crept up on me over the years, and I have absolutely no desire for alcohol. So that was kind of an extra little added benefit. So just overall, I just feel a ton better, and I'm really thankful that I was introduced to this opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Thanks for sharing your story with us. And this does address food noise, but like Lori said, so many other addictive tendencies. These are actually in clinical trial for addictions, and we all know somebody that has or is dealing with addiction, and most of us are, right? Food is one of the biggest addictions in our nation, and it's unfortunate, but we're up against a big giant where they're making our food as addictive as possible. So any support and help we can get to stay away from the bad foods is always appreciated. All right, I'm going to bring to the line Jessica Lowe. Are you there, ma'am?
I'm here. How are you?
Great, the line is yours.
So, my journey started about 3 years ago. I started on a GLP-1, lost about 30 pounds, but I started on a GLP-1 because I had such high cholesterol. And then when I did my 1 year follow up with my doctor, I was 40 points down on my cholesterol. So that was such a great thing. And then now I just microdose with the trizepatide and the B12. I also take the glutathione, I think I'm saying that right, for my immune health. And then I do the NAD plus for energy. And I have had a great journey with peptides. So thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Jessica. We appreciate you so much. And thank you for all your guests that came to support you. All right, I'm going to bring to the line Maggie Kronoskek. I apologize, Maggie. We'll get that better next time. Are you there, ma'am?
Hi, yes, I'm here. Maggie Krosniak.
Thank you. We'll work on that.
No
Thanks for being
problem.
here. The line is yours.
Thank you. Nice to see everyone. Thanks for being here. So I am actually new to this. My name is Maggie. I'm actually a surgical nurse and an integrative health coach practitioner. And I also work at a weight loss clinic. So my journey, we all have different health stories, but my story actually came from cancer. So I am a 2-time cancer survivor. And from that, I had all these issues. And it wasn't really from the cancer, it was from the chemotherapy. So from the chemo, I had all these issues. I have MTHFR, which is a detox issue. So I have a problem detoxing. But from all these issues, I also got like sluggish thyroid, gut dysbiosis, metabolic dysfunction. What else? Nutritional deficiencies, toxin burden, chronic stress, trauma response, adrenal fatigue, and mitochondrial dysfunction, metabolic issues. So my functional medicine doctor and I have been talking. We were going back and forth between all these other interventions. And that was 7 years ago. So I'm not 100% healed, even though I'm cancer free. I'm not healed at all. And I always looked back at peptides thinking they were just for weight loss. And then through my integrative route, I started researching about peptides. And I was like, oh my gosh, this could really be something that helps me as a cancer survivor. So here I am. I can't wait to start them. I'm really excited. I think this is the new thing. Like I said, it's not just for weight loss, but it covers all bases for all diseases and chronic diseases. So I'm really excited, and we will see where this goes. I'm ready to heal myself fully.
Amazing, Maggie. Well, we look forward to following your journey. Thank you for being here. It's been great to get to know you a little bit better. Thank you to your guests. Thank you. All right. Beautiful. I just wanted to point out this incredible study. So this is a study of 2,000 men and women using GLP-1s following the same exercise, nutrition, and lifestyle routine. So the group that took the GLP-1s lost 15 to 20% of their total body weight, while the group that did not take GLP-1s only lost 2.4 of their body weight following the same fitness, nutrition, and lifestyle routine. And this is what I was seeing day in and day out in my clinic. These men and women were doing so well. They were following their supplement regimen. They were moving their bodies. They were dieting. And yet, as soon as they went off a little bit of the beaten path, that weight would just come back on. And it's not so much a calories in, calories out. It is a hormonal imbalance. And like Dr. Brown say, it's a metabolic imbalance. So these are solutions, again, to go alongside a healthy lifestyle. But for example, I have a client, I'll call her Sally. She was obese. She had about 75 pounds to lose. She wanted to work out, but she felt so much pain and inflammation in her body. It took her so much to even walk down, a couple blocks to her parents' house. And she even mentioned, I just want to take a bath, but she was too large to fit into the bathtub. Fast forward, into her GLP-1 and nutrition journey with my clinic. She had lost about 30, 35 pounds. Her inflammation and pain was dramatically lower. She actually enrolled herself into an exercise program that she had found And that's really the incredible things that can happen here. So sometimes we have to put the cart before the horse because individuals just feel completely inflamed and pain. They are not sleeping well. And so just thinking about going to the gym or having a healthy lifestyle can be very daunting. So that is just a great testimony to the things that we're seeing clinically as well. All right, I'm going to call to the line for her spotlight. Jennifer Brennan, are you there?
Right. I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you. You're beautiful. Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
The line is yours.
Thank you for having me. And I just wanted to take a minute and thank all my friends and customers who've got on tonight. My name's Jen Brennan. I am a board certified nurse practitioner. Before I became a nurse practitioner, I spent many years working in critical care. And I went back to school to be a nurse practitioner, mainly to be able to help people. That's what nurses do. But I found that my passion was to really be able to educate people. I love trying to help figure out what's wrong. I think that's why I loved critical care so much. But in primary care, it was the furthest thing from what I felt like I did. I also did physical med rehab and pain management. And I got completely burnt out because I felt like all I did was put band-aids on problems and give prescriptions. I started my own medical aesthetic business on the side and found that I had a chance to actually follow my passion of really helping people and educate people on diet and exercise and longevity and everything you need to do that is really truly preventative healthcare. I was doing IV hydration and took classes on vitamins, amino acids, and last year I took a class on peptides and was so excited to integrate them into my business. But it's difficult because of the FDA, because they're not FDA regulated, and there's a lot of gray areas from a provider's standpoint to make sure you're doing things safely, you're getting them from the right pharmacy. So I was introduced to LEMD, and I was so excited because it was just such a perfect fit for me to be able to offer my customers safe, effective treatments. Peptides, I think, are the way of the future. I'm so excited to be able to offer them to people. So this was a perfect fit for me. And, I'm so excited to get people started on them. So thank you, Dr. Sky.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. We're so blessed to have
I have
you.
to get BPC 157 for myself.
Oh yeah, please take care of that wrist, please. All right, well, thank you so much for being here. We're blessed to have you part of this community. All right, and like Jennifer and so many of these practitioners, including myself, it is really important where you're getting your peptides. And I'm sure by now you're probably seeing advertisements or things coming at you online. There's gray market, there's black market peptides. LEMD is not a peptide store. It's a concierge telemedicine platform that is fully supervised by board certified physicians that work alongside you for your complete journey. It's about transformations. And so when we do have patients come on using the GLP-1s, for example, we only sell them in a 3-month program. So you can break up your payments, but you do get all 3 months ahead of time. People will come in and they're getting peptides from different pharmacies, not from us, but from different providers. They're getting peptides from different pharmacies that are different potencies. 1 month they're getting great results, the next month they're getting no results. So all of our peptides are coming in from an FDA inspected facilities, ingredient suppliers only. We have potency verification. Our GLP-1s are over 100% potency verified. We're also triple and quadruple filtered for contaminants. That is really the big difference between gray and black market peptides. You don't know where they're coming in from. You don't know if they're sterile, even though a lot of these pharmacies say they're sterile. When we say sterile, that means from the tip of the toe to the top of the head is completely covered. All of our peptides are created in small batches and they're all tested. They cannot be sent out until they are tested for all the things for contaminants, making sure they're sterile, making sure that they're clean and potency verified. So that's really critical when you're injecting and sharing these with your network, family, friends, and colleagues and patients, that these are really safe and credible. We're also accredited by the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy. So that is voluntary, but you do receive everything you need to get started. You get all 3 months up front. We also send, it comes with a journal, a journal, this instruction booklet. It's going to tell you exactly how to inject. And I will say, I was raised on homeopathic remedies and herbs and very natural. So you can imagine injecting was quite a journey or a little bit of it was very uncomfortable, I would say, for me. But when I dove into the research of the benefits of peptides, and not only that, but using a company like LMD that is reliable and safe, I felt comfortable to give it a try. I did call a good friend, and she walked me through the first time. And I realized it's no big deal. GLP-1s are typically prescribed once a week. A lot of people are swallowing 20 different supplements every day. I know I was, but not anymore. So I'm very appreciative of the quality that we carry and also all the education we provide as well. And I will bring on my next spotlight. Excited to introduce Tomiko Malatesta. Again, Tomiko, I'll get that right next time. Thank you. Are you there, Mia?
Yes, hi. My name's Tomiko Malatesta, and I love saying my name. I told my husband I married him for his last name because my name sounds so much better now, Tomiko Malatesta.
Malatesta, thank you.
So I want to say thank you to all of my friends, my family, and my business partners that are supporting me here tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. I am so excited to be able to offer products and a service that is helping so many people across the United States, and also being able to partner with such an amazing company and amazing people is such a blessing. So, a little bit of background on me. I've been in the aesthetic space for about 8 years now, and I've sold microneedling devices, body and face contouring devices, skincare, and now I'm excited to have this service to offer to my clientele as well, because being smaller practices, sometimes they don't have the opportunity to have this type of service to offer to their patients. So having another level that I can offer to them to be able to grow and be impactful to their patients is really important to me. So I just thank you all so much. I'm so excited.
We're so excited to have you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing and inviting your guests. And yes, again, if you are a clinician or an individual interested in LMD as a business, we will get to that. But a few more special guests to speak. And I also wanted to cover some of our longevity peptides this evening, some of my personal favorites and why. Before I do that, I want to bring on Jason and Abby Blunshine. Are you there?
Hello, we're here.
All right, great to see you. The line is yours. Thank you.
All right, we're excited to be here and join the LAMD team. I'm Abby. This guy next to me is Jason. We own Metatech and offer human performance testing for our clients. So that includes DEXA scanning, metabolic testing, and VO2 max.
Yep, I'm a registered respiratory therapist. I've been working in respiratory for a little over 20 years now. A lot of experience in the clinical research side of things, and so I've become a bit of an expert on running quality VO2 max testing, exercise testing, or anything pulmonary function, and excited to be able to provide that high quality data to our clients. And peptides just seemed like a really natural fit for us to include into our practice. So really excited to be able to offer those to our customers. And it's really nice in the way that now we can not only offer them peptides, but we can provide them with measurable results using our testing as well.
Yeah, and I'm actually really enjoying the simplicity of the LAMD platform, both as a consumer and as a brand partner. I am dipping my toes in the BPC 157 TV 500. That is a mouthful to say. I am a runner. I have really bad hips from running, toward both my labrums. I have arthritis. I've been taking it for about 5 weeks now, and I am really shocked to find the results and the increased mobility that I'm having. And I'm happy to say that I've actually started running again on January 1st. So I'm really excited about that. Hope to get back into it a little bit more. I really think the process is super easy to order. I put my order in. I was approved within like less than 24 hours, and I got my subscription in about 3 to 5 business days.
And I've using DEXA and VO2max. I did my testing about a year and a half ago, and I wasn't so thrilled about my results. So over that time, I've managed to take off about 50 pounds of fat, and I put on some muscle, and I've been able to measure that over the time. But I started taking the tesamorelin, ipamorelin combination a little bit ago as well to try to help with some more stubborn areas. Already noticed a few changes, but one thing I didn't expect is how much better my sleep was going to be. I'm going to bed. I'm not waking up now until it's actually time to wake up. So that's been a really unexpected benefit as well. And I'm looking forward. I'm going to try this for 3-4 months and do my follow-up DEXA scan at the end and see what kind of differences it made.
Thank you very much. We appreciate being here.
Wow. Wow. What testimonies that you both just shared. That's incredible. And so much, it sounds like, and I know you guys just a little bit so far, but so many things you're offering your community with the DEXA scanning. And, what better way to have the best health for ourselves so that we can get out into our community and continue serving? Because that's really, I believe, why we're all here. We want to help our country heal and be of service. So thank you so much for being here and all that you do.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you to my spotlights. I'm just going to review for those of you that have stayed with us, have been with us this long. We appreciate you. We know you could be doing different things with your evening. However, I do believe we do have solutions to very stubborn problems. So you've heard incredible testimonies tonight. But for those of you that are wanting to get going this evening, we again appreciate your attention. You're just going to scan or visit the link of the person that invited you to order. You're going to sign up as a free customer. It's no membership fees. You'll choose the product, you'll add it to your basket, and a HIPAA protected health assessment will pop up. That goes right to the telemedicine doctor in your network. We don't see that as the partners. That's all protected by HIPAA. The doctor is going to review your file and make sure that it's the right medication for you and there's no contraindications based on the medical history you provide. Once it's approved, that will be you will be notified of the approval. You do need to upload your ID or it will not get shipped out. And you do need to check out. The doctor assessment is included, but to make sure the doctors are paid and not having to go through a lot of assessments without payment, we do require payment. But for some reason, if you're denied, you will receive a full refund for the medication. The cost that's on the website includes the assessment, the shipping, the tax. It comes with your syringes, alcohol swabs, instructions, and you can log into your patient portal and message the doctor unlimited with questions. And you should do that. If you do have questions, dosing questions, if you have any concerns, reach out to the doctor. There's no extra fees for that. It is medically supervised from start to finish. If you message them, 50 times, that's fine. If you don't message them at all, because everything's smooth sailing. For me personally, I didn't need to message them, but some people do. So we just want to make sure that you know that you're not doing this alone. We also offer a lot of education, so be on the lookout. We do these regularly, and then we also have corporate health live webinars as well. All right, I wanted to go over my absolute top favorites. NAD+. Are you feeling tired? Do you feel like your brain's tired? I used to go through the day and just feel very brain tired. That's the best way I could say it. I also feel once taking the NAD for a few weeks that I feel like I was using more of my brain. Just felt more empowered and less of that fogginess. This does pair very well with GLP-1. Some people feel like, I got to keep, upping my dose. And when actually, if you stack peptides on top of each other, they amplify the benefit. So NAD plus is one of my favorites to pair with the GLP-1s. It's going to amplify your metabolism. It's going to help with cellular energy and so many other things with NAD. So one of my absolute favorites, we have B12, which is linked to a lot of mood disorders, low energy, and so much more. This is a new product that was just released, and I'm actually going to have Marta come on and share just about 30 to 60 seconds about this one. It's a new one that's released, and we have it. So, Marta, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you, Dr.
Okay,
Sky.
mine is yours.
Okay, so as many of you probably know that by midlife, we tend to get sick more often and it lasts longer, stress hits harder, right? And recovery isn't just what it used to be. A big part of that actually has to do with immune aging. Thymosin alpha 1 or TA1, it's a peptide that your body naturally produces in the thymus gland, but as you age, the production tends to decline. Now, the peptide TA1 that we offer helps the immune system to work better. It actually modulates it. So it's not overreacting or not underperforming, but responding appropriately. Often it's used to support people who experience frequent illnesses, slow recovery, chronic inflammation, and just in general, that rundown feeling due to stress and infections. Many people that use it report that they get sick less often and bounce back faster, have more stable energy over time. And because immune health plays such a central role in inflammation and aging, TA1 is often considered a foundational support for midlife health and long term resilience. So, definitely recommend that. That's about it.
Thank you, Martha. Thank you for educating us.
Sure thing.
All right. Thank you again. All right. And a lot of the partners touched on some of the other products, and I want to just respect everyone's time. So you can definitely create that free account, shop around. There's descriptions and research on the website, again, with prices. I wanted to highlight one of my third favorite peptide, GHKCU. How many of us want tighter skin, thicker hair? When I was going through my weight loss journey, my hair was starting to shed a little bit, and I was like, uh-oh, what do I do? Of course, putting on my doctor hat, I did a lot of research, and it led me to this GHKCU. This is the collagen peptide. It's the copper peptide. It helps to produce collagen within our bodies. Collagen is responsible for our joint health and our gut health and so much more. So it goes deeper than, the vanity of great hair, skin, nails. It also helps digestion, tissue, and joint health. And it actually goes much deeper than that. They've been researching it for DNA repair. It's a beautiful blue color. If you see it, it's just incredibly beautiful, and it's naturally occurring that way. So this one has helped me a lot with my back issues. Again, I feel so much better. I wake up, I don't have that stiffness anymore. And I do love to dance. So I feel very loose and limber and my joints feel lubricated. And I do contribute that to this incredible product. I also wanted to highlight, this is our only non-prescription product at Ellie. This is our GLP-1 support protein blend. Americans are protein deficient and it is water soluble, so we need to replenish it every single day. The problem with products like that have whey is because most Americans, like Dr. Brown was saying, do already have motility issues, constipation, sluggishness. When you do consume whey products, it does typically slow things down or create bloating. So this is plant-based with 5 easy to digest sources. I'll have one of these every morning, and it's more than just a protein mix. It's actually a supplement. It's got collagen, it's got probiotics, digestive enzymes, fiber, and B vitamins, among other vitamins and minerals. This is very well tolerated for folks that have a lot of digestive issues when other things failed. So this has helped my hair growth as well. I do consider this as a supplement, but it's tasty. And I will tell you the coffee flavor is amazing. It also doesn't spike insulin, so safe for diabetics as well. Just wanted to highlight the peptide serum. This product in other companies is around $400. We sell this 2-month supply for $149. This actually lasted me 4 months. This is an incredible serum. It's got GHKCU, it's got vitamin C, tretinoin, NAD+, so many incredible products in this for, I think, a really great value. So we are actually the Mary Kay of peptides as well. And again, Dr. Brown mentioned sexual health. We have a sexual health category. PT141 is actually in a new product that will be released on the 4th. And I will tell you a little insider, it does come with a free massager for the ladies. So the PT141 does help with sexual desire, sexual function, and it's different from Viagra, which increases blood flow. The PT1 directly acts on the central nervous system to stimulate arousal and desire. And for some couples, that means just feeling good towards each other and cuddling and having that connection again. So this is a great product for those that want to experience better pleasure, better connection. And again, this is the journey of ordering. No pressure though, take your time, do some research, get that FAQ video. You can grab it with the viewfaq.com, put in your first and last name, your email, and the person that referred you so we can get you that information as soon as possible. And that concludes our presentation for this evening.